Howdy, howdy, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Coffee Hour with Paul on this special Thursday night episode. Obviously, I don't have any coffee brewing, but doesn't matter. Thanks for joining me for this really special episode. Most of you know that today, the 2023 National Electrical Code is available. Okay. And so if you have the software, that's provided and you can get it, and we're going to talk about that tonight. You can get access to 2023, but not only that, you can get access to all the way back to 2008 edition as well on this nifty little software program that NFPA has put out. So we're going to look at that tonight. I want to tell you to make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. We will have a lot of new videos that are coming out very soon. We were kind of a lot of the stuff we're waiting until 2023, and our videos are going to actually cross multiple platforms. In other words, well, I shouldn't say platforms, codes, because it's going to be 2023, 2020, 2017, and all of our videos moving forward are going to be able to show references so that they can be used depending on which cycle you're in. Okay. But we're excited to have you here. If you don't know who I am, again, my name is Paul Abernathy, and I'm the CEO and founder of Electrical Code Academy Incorporated. And we're the creators of the Fast Tracks program, exam preparation program. And I wanted to do a special coffee hour, one, because today was the release of the 2023 code electronically. I'm sure it's not in print yet, electronically. And so I've been waiting to do it. And I've been playing with this new NFPA, not so new now, it's been out for a little while, but I purposely stayed away from it until it was getting close to the 2023, so then I can start messing with it. And if some of you follow me on TikTok and those other platforms, you see I've been playing around with it a little bit as an educator. I'm finding it an amazing tool. So let's do a little bit back history here. So for years, when the codes came out, educators like myself and many of you, inspectors, we would get the PDF version of the NEC. And it's really great because you could search it, really functional. You could get it and send it to your phone, so it's quick to easy to look at. Inspectors, we'd have it on our tablets. All of my inspectors would have it back in Virginia when we were there. But really convenient. And then all of a sudden, NFPA, it's a National Fire Protection Association, did away with it. And I can understand why. Copyright reasons, the source of those PDFs probably resulted in those NECs that you're seeing on Amazon that people are getting that are counterfeits or copies. And that's probably not going to stop because people have their way of cheating always. But it was easier to do it when you had the PDF. Plus, people would share PDFs, and maybe they didn't necessarily pay for the rights to that. And so it was costing NFPA money. Again, after all, NFPA has a mission, and they are all about safety. And so they're the keepers of many documents. And probably, arguably, their most popular is the National Electrical Code. And so while they don't write the code, and any opinions they give are just that, it's opinions. I had the highest respect for the folks at NFPA, so they're usually pretty good opinions. But I can see why they want to do something. Now, for somebody like me, educator, it made me upset. I was like, you're taking away my tools. You're taking away from me the ability to easily get the code and share it with other people and utilize it because, again, under the Fair Use Act, I'm able to use certain parts of it, not the entirety, but certain parts of it for educational purposes, satire, commentary, things like that. And as an educator, we spent a lot of time wanting to use that document, and the digital format made it very easy for us to be able to do that. But then they went away with it, and it caused everybody to get upset. But I guess in the background, they were probably thinking, just relax, just relax. We've got something that's going to come out, just relax. And they did. And so I'm excited to say kudos, congratulations to NFPA for this LiNK. If you don't know what LiNK is, we're going to look at it. It is a digital platform to get access to NFPA documents, but not just the NEC. okay, not the National Electrical Code only. You can get access to all of their NFPA documents through this. And it is a subscription platform. But if you think about the cost of the books, now if you're taking an exam, you're going to need the books, okay? And if you're in like our course, the Fast Tracks, where you're learning the NEC, you're going to need the book. But once you get licensed and you get very proficient in the code, you're out in the field. It is so nice to have it right at your laptop, right at your tablet, and right on your phone. And if you could pay one subscription and get it on all of those platforms, that's just a bonus, right? That's a beautiful thing. And that's exactly what NFPA has done. So I'm going to tell you it's available in multiple pricing plans from a month to month, or they have an annual. And if you do the annual individual, you can, if you're an NFPA member, you can get additional $10 off. But go on and figure about $100 annually, give or take some cents. And or you can do $99 a month. I recommend you do the annual auto billing. Okay, not the one where you have to pay each time. That's a little higher. But do the auto billing. So for about $99 to $100, you can have the code book on every platform that you're working with, whether it's tablet, laptop, desktop, phone. You can get access to all of it. And it goes all the way back to 2008. But there's some neat features in there that I want to show you in tonight's episode. And again, now the 2023, some of those neat features probably aren't totally updated yet for the 2023, but this is an evolving thing I expect from NFPA, and it'll get better and better as they work on it. But really excited about looking at it. So let's go on and give it a look-see and kind of get a sneak peek at what we're going on here when it comes to LiNK. Now, where can you get LiNK? You just go to nfpa.org and you'll see it on there. You can get a 14-day free trial. Try it out. See how you like it. If you like it, go on and subscribe. If you're already out in the field and you've already got your license, to me, I would not, although I serve on code panels, so I probably get them anyway, but I would not buy a code book anymore because it is so available right on your phone. It is available that you really don't need the code book anymore. They're still going to print them, still going to have them available. If you're preparing for an exam, there you go. But they also sell packages where you can have like 10 subscriptions. So municipalities now could get it for all their inspectors. And if you happen to be in an area that uses like NFPA 1 or any of those type of buildings codes, then it's also going to be available, right? All right, enough of the talk. Let's go look and see what it looks like. All right, so this is what you get when you go to link.nfpa.org, okay? You're gonna get there and you're gonna get your entry screen. And here you right there, you see sign up for the link. You can get all these features and all this type of things, okay? So at the end of the day, it's a small price to pay. It's less than a code book and you get access for a year and you know what your code book looks like after a year if you actually use it, right? But I mean, you know, a lot of people I talk to are going to buy this and they're going to get the code book. Remember, this supports NFPA and I'm all about supporting NFPA. Okay. So, they do a wonderful job and it is not an easy thing to put on the things that they put on, and put out and print this document. It is not, an easy task. Okay. So with that said, let me go on and get over to it here and go on and get logged in. Let me go on and log in. So you get in, you get your account, you log in. And this is what you're going to see. Now, I already have mine populated with the 2020 code as well as the 2023, right? So I already have them in my favorites. So you can star them and add them to your favorites. So they're right there on top anytime you want to get to them, right? So they're already right there. Now, I know if the screen is hard to see, I apologize. It is what it is, trying to get it into our coffee hour platform. But it is right there on the screen. You see your access to 2 of the actual editions codes. Now, I will tell you real quick before we get started, just so you know, that if I were to jump screen real quick, and I'm going to my phone right here, I will show you that you can load it on your phone. It will ask to put a little icon on your phone. You click it, and as you can see, This would be the 2023. This would be the 2020. But of course, I want to show you, look at all the documents that you get, okay? And you scroll on down. If you want to look at more here, you can click this link, and then you can scroll through all of them, okay? And they just keep every NFPA document that they put out, you get access to in here, okay? All right, so let's go on and close that. So anyway, I will kind of go over this, but basically what you get here on your phone is essentially the same thing you're going to the desktop. And again, it works essentially the same way, but we'll look at this in a few minutes. Let's get on back to looking at all right, so I'm going to switch so I can actually see it a little bit better when I'm working around it. So as you can see here, this is a 2023. This is the 2020. It actually goes all the way back to 2008. Okay, so you got 2008, 2011, 2014, 2017, 2020, and 2023. So you get all those if you want to go back and look and see what something that's changed. Okay, a little lay of the land here. I'll give you a little. So here's the icon right here on the top left that takes you home. Here is something called Direct. Now, we'll look at that in a second because that is pretty neat. And then, of course, you've got My Link, which is any of your bookmarks that you want to make. And then, of course, you've got a search feature. Okay. So what I wanted to show you first is here, if you click on View All Publications. Oh, I should also mention down here on the right, you have Quick Start Guides, and it makes it really easy to be able to maneuver around with these quick start guides. They're really easy, well put together, graphic latent, those type of things. All right, so real quick first, if I want to click here, and what you can see here is that it'll show you all the NFPA documents that are available to you. And I just want to show you, we'll go on down to 70, like what we're looking at, which we're probably more familiar with. So you get in here at 70, you see 2023 right here. But see where here it says show earlier editions? Here you see the 2020, 2017, 2014, 2011, 2008, has all of them. It's even available in Spanish, by the way, okay? And it has NFPA 70E in here, NFPA 72. You get access to all of them, okay? So I just want you to see that what you're getting for your subscription, you're gonna get access to all of them, all right? So anyway, those, and also you've got here where you can look down the documents, previous ones that you viewed. But now before I get into some of these features here, let's go on and look at the 2023, right? Everybody is excited, that's coming out. So I'm gonna click on it and kind of give you an idea what it looks like. All right, so here you get it, you see what you're familiar with here. You get to see all of the different chapters, right? And so I'm not sure what's annual. I'm not sure, Andre, what you mean. I got the annual membership to this thing because I like it. Okay, so here you go. All right, now you got all of your chapters right here, all the way down to the informative annexes. So all of them down here, and we're going to kind of go through and show you what you've got here. The other neat thing is, if I'm on the fly and I want to change to the 2017 edition or the 2020 edition, check it down here. I've got a change edition button. So just that quick, if I click that, I can jump to the 2020. How about that? So if I want to look and see what something was from the 2020, I can do that just like that. I want to go back, click down here, the lower left. I can go right back to the 2023. Okay. So it just makes it very easy to maneuver through the program. All right, now let's kind of look at some of the features, and we'll go into chapter 2. Now here you see how it's broken down. It has all the specific articles that are under chapter 2, and we'll just go to article 220. I spent a lot of time in this teaching people the calculations and stuff, so we'll just click on it. Okay, so here's what you see, and again, maybe hard for you to see, but on the left side, you're going to have all your specific sections that you can jump to. Or you can scroll through them on your screen just like you could the old PDF version. Now, what's neat about this is, like it always is before, you've got the highlights here that let you know what has changed. You also have these little triangles or diamonds or deltas in the margin. And if you click on these, it'll show you what was in the previous edition. So you can see it side by side and see what might have changed, right? Okay, so that's how you can see changes based on this little triangle, and you can just close it out. So you can look at some changes side by side. You can even click this and it will pop it up so you can get a bigger view. Don't know how well that shows up on your screen, but you have different things that you can get a bigger view if your eyes are challenged like me. Here you've got 3 dots, and they notice that that's inside of these little dashed boxes, okay? If you click these dots, you can add this to a reference panel. I'll show you that a little later. You can bookmark something to keep in your bookmarks, like maybe important articles, important tables. You can create your own bookmarks and jump right to it. You can share and collaborate with others if you're having a discussion. And of course, right here, you can click it again, just like I did here, and you can view the changes. What's changed? So here you see this information here doesn't appear here. After farm loads, all this info is new. Here is the 2020 edition, and this is what the 2023 looks like, okay? So, I mean, that feature's in there, and for an educator, that's great. A couple other things that they're gonna do here is they will start putting little things like commentary, and I'll kind of show you what that looks like. It seems like I probably have that turned off in this edition, so let's do this here and make sure I add those things to it here. So let me see if I can see if it gives me any enhancement. I'm not sure if I've got to log back out or log back in, or there might not be any involved in this one, any additional enhancements. Anyway, we'll look at it when we get to it. All right, let's see here. Show enhanced content. Okay. All right, so anyway, here you got Article 220. And there was quite a few significant changes in 220. Reorganization, you notice that the floor area and how to do those dimensions has now been moved into 220.5 rather than being held in 220.11 areas. And here you've got everything. You see these little ends? That tells you that it's new content, so that is new. It might be new, a new code reference, might be a new section, new subdivision, but it kind of lets you know, again, all the text is highlighted, right? And so that's a pretty neat feature as you move through. And just remember, every one of these has the little dots, so you can add to a reference panel. Now, the interesting thing about reference panel is that this allows me to move something over to a little panel. Now watch this. I'm going to add this to the reference panel, and it adds it over here on the right. And you see right here, it adds it up here at the top. Says I got one reference, right? So that's a reference 220.14d, right? And it will allow me to add additional references over there. Now, if I have my references, and let's say I close this out, I can always go up. And let's see here, if I'm going to go into, let's go to the introduction, you'll see the reference panel comes back, and I can go right to the item. So by clicking it down here, it will take me right to where. So if I'm going through and I want to put things in my little reference so I can come to later, I can do that as well. It also allows you to put any number in there. So I could actually put something in the reference from the 2023, right? And then I can log into the 2020, and I'll show you that. So this is 2023. Now watch this. I'll go on and just go back home, and let's go to the 2020 instead. And I'll just go in here. I'll just go into 420, and let's just take this, and I'm going to add this to my reference. So it adds a whole nother pane. As you see here, 2 of 2. So I can scroll back through this one, which was in the 2020 edition, and I can scroll to this. That was in the 2023. This one you see is 2020. So if I want to keep them here, it says 2023. And if I want to go to them, okay, I just go down here and go to item. And it'll take me right there. So you can keep the references up here. And if you close this, the references are still there. They're right here in the top. Click on this and it'll pop back up. And you can scroll back and forth and go to them. If you want to clear them, you hit the trash bucket here. You want to clear it, hit the little trash bucket here, delete, and they're gone. Okay, so this is pretty neat. So you'll have these little triangles throughout here. And then when you have tables, say this is a link to a table, see it brings up the little pointer finger. If you click on that, it brings up the table. And notice these enhanced content right here. This is what I enabled. This is available not only on your phone, but on any of the devices you use. You can collapse it. And what this does is if there is any enhanced content, now I've got it checked so they always are open. So I can just do this here where, let's see, expand on default. We'll just turn that off because I just want to open it myself. Neat thing about this expanded content now is it's almost like a handbook. It almost gives you additional information that might help you out, right? Like, you know, if I were to go, let's just say, let me go to chapter 4 again, and let's just go to 422 for appliances. Now, I get the scope. This article covers electrical appliances used in any occupancy. Notice it has enhanced content. You click it, and it gives you a bit of an explanation on it. Article 422 covers appliances that are fastened in place or cord and plug connected, such as air conditioning units, dishwashers, heating appliances, water heaters, infrared heat lamps. Article 100 provides the definition of appliance. So these are additional. Okay, so it's just really good content for you to be able to look at something and expand it. Like here, 422.5, now I serve on code panel 17, and you'll see that some things changed in the 2023, and 210.8D now gives a list of things that require GFCI protection, right? But here we still have under our germane in code panel 17, some of the items in 422.5 for various types of appliances. And as you can see here, and you've got some additional enhanced information. Again, a water cooler, okay, application. And then one of these things where you actually fill up those at a workout station where you fill up these water bottles and things like that, okay? And here you see drinking water coolers and bottle fill stations. That'd be an example like of a bottle fill station, something like that. So anyway, those are what your enhanced features are. So they're included in the LiNK program. Anywhere over here on the left you want to jump to, you click it and it jumps right to it, okay? Now, what about bookmarking something? Okay, so if you click this, and I'm going to add a bookmark. So I've added the bookmark, and now I can add a note to it. Whether I want to just add, let's just say I want to water heaters. Just add that to it like that. And we'll just do that. And I just bold that, make it bold, and I'll save. And it's red. See how it puts this little bookmark right there? Okay. So let's say I were to close this down. I can go over here to my bookmarks. Okay, and you'll see that I have a bookmark right here. So you can set bookmarks up for really important areas of the code that you're familiar with using. It's going to streamline your workflow. I can click right here, right? And it shows me exactly what I bookmarked. So I can see it quickly without opening the whole thing. Or I can just click this and it'll go right to the area where I was at. And there's your bookmark, okay? You click this again and this will allow you to add the bookmark. You can add to the reference. All those type of scenarios right there for the bookmark, okay? Pretty straightforward. You click it again, it'll allow you the ability to delete the bookmark. You can delete the bookmark right here. If you don't want it anymore, I just delete it. Yep, delete it. And there it goes. Again, so much more powerful to be able to do all this in LiNK. And I think it's a good move. I can't say kudos enough to NFPA for doing this. In fact, now that they've done this the way they're doing it, be honest with you, PDFs, I'm glad they are gone. I'm glad they got rid of them and did this. So much more useful. I have always been a supporter of NFPA and buying the books from them. You've probably heard me say before, I don't believe you should worry about saving money and go to Amazon and whatever. Like, buy them from a trusted source. Your supply houses usually get them from NFPA or buy them from NFPA. Why? Because you can trust the source. Too many people out there copying stuff, and you're never going to get. I've got students in my classes who will talk about a code reference and they'll go, well, that's not in my code book. And I'm like, what do you mean it's not in your code book? It's not in my code book. They're missing a whole page or a whole paragraph. And it's because it was a counterfeit, that type of thing. Okay, so again, totally against that type of thing. Okay, let me go back here because I'm going to show you some other neat features that are in. Now, when I show you these features, with the caveat, Okay, let me go back to the beginning. With the caveat that I don't think it works for the 2023 yet for these scenarios, but we're going to see. All right, so here's another piece. So right here, see this little thing called direct? I want to click on it. Now check this out. This is going to be huge for people that are multi-inspectors and things like that, and getting you quick references. Check this out. So let's say I click on occupancy. And people ask all the time, well, what can I have? What are the codes associated with things like in a business or in something for building under construction or educational or healthcare or industrial? What industrial? Check this out. We'll just click on business. And when I click on business, check this out. All these different pictographs here of different applications. Electric signs, for example, right? For business. You want to know about electric signs. Now, this is kind of their way of creating an easy, no-brainer way to help you get the relevant codes that you need. So I'm going to click electric sign. And here it shows you a sign, and it's showing you this is for the disconnect, I believe, and everything. So here, scroll down, and you can see what it is right here. Branch circuits for electric signs. Disconnect for electric signs, listing and labeling, grounding and bonding, wiring methods you can have, location requirements, all of that. So if I click location requirements, check this out. It gives me some commentary to read, talks about it a little bit, tries to give it to you in a way that you can understand it, a little more palatable. It's not just dry code, right? And then it comes down here and check this out. You've got 600.9 location, and it says 600.5a required branch circuit. So this is kind of just parsing it down. It really helps you get to where you might need to be. Now, I noticed that this says 2020. So it tells me that this isn't yet primed for the 2023 edition, right? Now, I'm going to verify that by going back to home, and let me go on and start the 2023 so that it's at least in it. Then I'm going to go to direct. Then I'll go to occupancy, then I'll go back to business, and then I'll go back to electric signs and see if it changed anything. And I'll go back down to location. No, it still says 2020, but that's okay because nobody's adopted 2023 anyway. And I imagine that NFPA is still working on this because this to me is powerful. So for signs, right, that's where we go. And I can go down to location, and here it's going to pop up on the screen, the location, okay? All the information. Again, this is based on 2020, right? And then I could simply open the code book and go right to the code book and do it there as well. And if I'm looking at required branch circuit, there it is right there. We see there's changes in the 2020. But if I want to go right to the code book, I click open, and it'll take me right there. And this is the 2020 edition, and this is what it's talking about. And you have some enhanced information. Okay, kind of like you're getting a handbook as well, okay, with some commentary in it. You still got the margins. It tells you something is new. You still got the highlighted text. You still have all that. But again, we'll go back to this one. Now, here's something else. Check this out. System. Now, what if I want to know something based on the system? And you're asking, I get questions all the time from people on different things, and I'm like, okay, check this out. I can go down if you have questions, and let's say you're parsing it down to, let's go vehicle charging, electric vehicle charging. I'll click on it. Residential feeder and sub panel or remote distribution panel. Electric vehicle indoor charging station, detached residential garage. And here it's got relevant things to shortcut you to. If you have a question about the disconnecting means requirement, you have a question about the branch circuit and overcurrent protection for EV outdoor charging station. You've got the receptacle requirements, GFCI protection for outdoor charging stations. Okay, we'll just click on that. Then it brings up 3 relevant areas that you might have interest in. Here's the GFCI protection for personnel. Here's ground fault circuit interrupter protection for personnel. And here's 625.22. And so you have choices in here. So that's a pretty neat feature. Or you might say, well, I just want to learn about indoor charging. I'll click on this. And then it brings up an illustration and says, okay, are we talking about the receptacle? Are we talking about the charging station? are we talking about over here in number 3, okay, which is the branch circuit overcurrent protection that would be supplying this charging station, and you can click on them. Here's number 3, which corresponds to 3. Click it. Gives you some information about it. It's talking about, again, considered continuous duty. It's 125%. You're going to do all that, but check this out. You want to know about the branch circuit for it, the overcurrent protection for it, and any GFCI protection for it. All in here, quick and easy, and I would assume that soon this will be, and again, I don't talk to NFPA, so I would assume that this eventually will be available and it will give you these in the 2023. It seems only logical that they would go that route, okay? So that's pretty cool. Yeah, what about equipment? For spaces, you can see that it's gonna, let's do this real quick. Let me go back here to the beginning and let me go recycle it here. So here's spaces. Now check this out. What about, I want to know the rules. And this is great for educators. If I'm teaching with this to people, is I can say, okay, let's have a lesson. Let's talk about bathrooms. Click the bathroom. Let's talk about residential bathroom. Here's a residential bathroom. Here are the elements. You've got the hydromassage bathtub. You've got the luminaires, clearances. You've got receptacles within 3 feet of the sink. All of that right here, and it gives you shortcuts to all of those relevant code sections, right? Hydromassage bathtubs, right? You expect it to be in 680. So there you go. You've even got the installation, 110.3b. You can hear your 680. You've got requirements right here for bathtub and shower spaces, 406 for dealing with the receptacle. Accessibility, 680. Okay, the luminaires and 410.10d comes up, and even the bonding comes up. Click on the bonding. It brings the actual code reference right here on the screen so that you can work within this little iDirect function. That is pretty neat. And again, you can see the changes. Okay. And this works the exact same way on your phone. So I'll go show you that real quick. But before I get away from that, because that's what these are all about, I want to show you the last one, which is equipment. So this is pretty neat. Look at that. AFCI protection. You have questions, disconnects. It'll bring up all the relevant references. Receptacles. If I click on receptacles, here, residential, commercial. Okay, this is bathroom here. Okay, but look down, you see all these. But remember what I was in? I had selected and I parsed it down. See, the space is bathroom, and then I chose receptacles. Right? Clear these out. Choose the space. Let's choose basement. Choose the equipment. GFCI protection. So check that out. Residential basements, and it's going to give me all the references necessary for it. See how these are selected? So that is just some neat stuff to help you parse it down, filter out what you're looking for. Single family dwelling calculations. Again, they have us talks you through 10 steps, talks about each step. Amazing for an educator. Every educator should jump on LiNK and support NFPA with this thing. All right, next, search feature. Check this out. So I'm gonna click search feature, and now see I've got my 2 that were my favorites right here, right? And so I'm just gonna choose 2023, and I'm gonna go up here and type in something, and I'm gonna type, let's say just GFCI. I'm just gonna type GFCI. And so this is looking for codes and standards. Now, here's the neat thing. You could have selected view all, right? Now check this out. You can search within all of these NFPA documents. Isn't that cool? So if I was working on different things dealing with fire pumps and all this kind of stuff and other things, then I could select them in here and I could search across all platforms. Okay. But for me, I'm looking for 2023 code, right? So I'm gonna put GFCI and I'm gonna click search. And check this out. It's bringing me back. We get the search feature back. And you can even dig down even deeper in it in your search, okay? And so you see where it's bringing GFCI, and then you can scroll through it and search through it, okay? And you look, you can even go here and choose whether you just want to bring back articles So I click just articles on that, let's say, and then I'm going to see here, and I'll go, let's see. Let's see if we can get anything. Let's see. Find matches. Might not be a deep enough search for me. Let's see here. Let's do receptacles. See if that does. All right, and I'll just do a search. Okay, so here, receptacles brought up article 406. Makes sense. That's what's there. But check this out. See this direct? Click it. Check this out. This will bring up, and you can look at situations only. You can add them both, and you can go down and see, well, what is my situation? Well, pool receptacles, HVAC rooftop unit, okay? Receptacle requirement for GFCI protection, all that kind of stuff. So it's so neat that you can do that. Oops, click that out. And so if I want to do a solution, for example, let's say if I want to go with, let's go look a little further, kitchen, residential kitchen. I'm going to click it. What it's going to do is it's going to show me the GFCI requirements. Here is the household ranges and cooking appliance requirements. Here's the 40-50 amp breadstick requirements, ranges, equipment connected cord and plug, listing requirements, all of that in here, okay? So you can tailor it down however you want it in your search feature, and you can find different things of what you're looking for, okay? Let's see here. If I were to go in here and type in, let's do this here. Let's do ground rod. Or I just do ground rods, and let's see what we come up with here. Okay, so grounding electrode system. Remember now I'm in the direct, so I'm looking. So I'm going to click on this. Gives me a nice illustration. Talks about grounding electrodes, because obviously I was looking for ground rods. Gives me some information on it. Make sure I'm in the right code sections. It knows that I am. And then you'll come down here and you'll see that it'll take you to 250.50, which is going to tell you they all have to be tied together. Then you can go to 250.52. Then you, okay, so check this out. Here, right with one click. There's the water pipe ground. There's the metal encased support structure, concrete encased electrodes, ground rings, ground rods, other listed electrodes, plate electrodes, other local metal underground systems like tanks and whatnot. And of course, what is not permitted to be a grounding electrode? You'll notice that the equipotential bonding grid around the swimming pool, even though it's rebar and in concrete, probably is not to be used as an electrode. Might look like it, but it's not. Okay, so anyway, neat features. And if you start playing around with it, you'll see some really neat stuff involved with it, right? This is showing you a larger graphic of the illustration, showing you all of the various electrodes. That is pretty cool. All right. Now, what I wanted to show you is to be able to take you and show you what it looks like on the phone. So kind of the same scenario. So I'll go on and jump to the phone. And so here's what it kind of looks like on your phone, and it's exactly the same. Across the top, you have the same direct, the bookmarks, the search feature, everything's the same. You can view all publications here. You got some of the most recent ones that come up here. Any of your bookmarks would be down here, right? And so we'll just go into the 2023. I'll tap it, and it's exactly the same way it was on your desktop. Here you have it. If I want to go into 422, I go 4, and I'll go down, and I just go to 422 for appliances. And it's exactly the same way. You have all of your individual sections. You see one you want, you click on it, and it takes you right there, right? And you simply can scroll through it. You still have the little triangles. Triangles will pull up and show you what the change was. This is what it looked like in the last edition. So you can look at it and see, well, this is what it was in 2020. And then you close it, and now you can see what it looks like in the 2023 edition. So that is neat as well. Also, all of your enhancements are in here, no differently than they were before. If you want to change your functions, you go up here, and it'll tell you whether you want to turn on those or not. And they're all in here. So let's see if I want to go to, oh, let's just go to 400. And we'll just go to the first one here. And let's just go to 417. And you scroll down and you see that the code is there wherever you want to go. You get there just as easy, clean, as it would be if it was just a native app. Now remember, this isn't an app that's running on your phone. This is still all up in the internet. When you first go to the LiNK, LINK.NFPA.org, and you go there and you log in from your phone, it'll ask you, do you want to put it on your home screen? And by all means, don't go too quick, because to answer that, go yes. Because when you do that, it's going to put a nifty little icon like that right on your screen. So all you have to do is tap it and you're right there. Okay? Just that easy. You want to get back to home, you click the two little links above and you've got it. If you want to look for other publications, just click other publications and they're all right here, from the NFPA 70E to NFPA 72 to NFPA 1 if that's adopted in your area. For the fire codes, all of it's available right here. Okay, so that is pretty cool. And also your iDirect, the same features you had before to kind of give you a quick shot into all the relevant code articles and code sections that might be to something you're looking for. For example, again, go spaces. If I go closet and then I go equipment, let's go luminaires, right? And then I go view. It's going to give me a picture of a closed closet right here. I can choose that picture like that, and it'll bring up all this pictogram. All right, what do you want to look at? One, that's the lighting. Okay, number two, that's the space around the closet, again, for shelving space. And then you go down here, receptacles. Okay, so I'm going to click this one, and a closed closet. And it gives you all the relevant information on here, again. And it also gives you underneath it 210.12a, again, for having AFCI protection in there. And of course, again, tamper-resistant receptacles 406.12. That is the neatest function to shortcut you, especially you're in a hurry, you're in the field, you're an inspector. This can be a powerful tool for you. And so I cannot say enough and I'm probably not even scratching. I'm sure they will do something. Other people will do stuff on here. But I think just alone, LiNK is worth the investment. $9.99 or something like that a month. If you buy it annually, it's like $99, $99.99 or something like that. If you don't do the automatic renewal, which I recommend you do, that way it's just out of sight, out of mind. After a year, it'll renew, and you renew it. Or you could do it where you purchase it annually each year, and it's a little more, like 120 something bucks. I don't know. So you get a good discount if you do an auto debit. If you're already an NFPA member, you pay for your subscription NFPA, not just a free account, but you pay to become a member of NFPA, then you get discount, like $10 off if you do the annual. I think that works. I'm sure it's not a special thing because I'm on some code panel, because again, we don't get anything on these for free. Now, I have access as a code panel member. I have access to something called NFCSS, and it gives me access to all these documents anyway. And I've done that from my phone, and it works fine, but it ain't nothing like this. That's an example where I'm willing to pay for this because it is just so much easier to move between 2023, 2020, 2017. The text is so easy to see, right? It's not little teeny fine print like you get on a PDF and you got to zoom and pinch and all this kind of garbage. So NFPA, knocked it out of the park with this thing. I highly recommend any electrician out there, and you know how I am on the code. I'm very into the code. I would recommend this for anybody out there who has the need to have access to the National Electrical Code. To be able to show this, right, to your inspector. It's the code. To be able to share it and collaborate with others using the share feature. But I will tell you, when you do get it, make sure you go through the guide. Let me show you what those look like real quick, because I will show you this. Right down here, quick start guide. Okay, let me make sure this is actually showing before I get into it. So here's the quick start guide. It actually step by step. A lot of people don't want to get guides and grab stuff like that, but I recommend you do, because what you've got here is it goes through and shows you the navigational toolbar on the left. That's where we showed you. If you have anything you want to mark as your favorites, it keeps it right here. Like I've got the two 2020 and 2023 right here on mine. It's got all publications, means you can look and see what all of them are if they're not in your favorites. Recent bookmarks, like we did that bookmark earlier. All of that. And here's what happens when you're in the code, like we were doing. You can bookmark it, put a custom title to it, create all the little bookmarks. And I can tell you what, I can see people creating the bookmarks for the most important tables so you can get to it really quickly. That's what I see, right? The motor tables, all those type of things. You know, when we teach motors, there's some of the things that are pretty much a given, right? When we're doing single conductor sizing to motors, 430.22. When we're doing a feeder to multiple motors, 430.24. I can see us doing a quick bookmark to 430.52 for short circuit and ground fault protection. I can see us doing a quick one to 430.32 for overloads. I can see us doing a quick bookmark for the FLC tables, 430.248, 249, 250, even one for the locked rotor, in case I'm dealing with a fire pump application. I want to get to that. I just see so many benefits here for what? Really? Break it down. I don't know. What's the math? How much is it a day? If I do the $99 one and I divide that by 365 days, that is 27 cents a day. That's nothing, right? So anyway, you can also see the search feature, shows you how to search. You can search for exact phrases. And look, it says if you put it in quotes, you can search for an exact phrase. If you happen to know what you're looking for, then you put it in quotes, it'll look for that exact thing. That is so cool. And then the reference panel, that's what we showed you a little earlier. It allows you to take something that you're looking at and move it over on the reference panel. And then you're looking at something else, you can move that as well over there, that type of thing. So you might keep something in the 2023 edition, but now you go into the 2020 edition and you pull it up and you want to see face to face, side by side, what that same change was to that specific code section. Well, you just open up your reference area and you can look at them right there on the screen, side by side, those type of things. It's just so many different possibilities for it. And of course, again, this was the direct. This is going to be a neat feature because it allows you to filter and pick different solutions and really help you find it so you don't miss anything, right? And of course, you have all the bookmarks, collections, all this kind of other stuff. I'm not going to go in. And if you have multiple people, you can manage your teams. I'm not going into that. Anyway, probably been over an hour anyway, but I can't tell you enough. This is not from me. Somebody asked. This is NFPA. So again, before I leave you folks and jump away from this, hopefully you got something out of it. But this is available at nfpa.org. Okay. If you want to go right, you can go LiNK, and I'll put it in the chat here for you, make it easy for you. I'll go link.nfpa.org, and I'll put that in the chat for you. And you can get this thing, get started, and you don't need to download anything. You just go to your phone and go to a browser, type in link.nfpa.org, log in with the credentials when you buy it, and boom, you're in. Easy peasy. It even has offline mode, which allows you to download, I believe, certain stuff so that if you're in an area where you don't have internet connection, that you still can get access to the information, which is going to be great if you need your code book and you're in an area that doesn't have it, then you can have an offline mode. I haven't messed with that, so I'm usually anywhere I'm at, my phone has internet connection. So I usually don't need it. But I'm going to play with it. I'm going to see what it does. Because again, that's one of the things that people have always said is, dude, how do I get this code book down so I can actually use it if I didn't have internet? Well, I imagine that's what offline mode is for. And I just haven't messed with that. So again, I'm not an expert here in LiNK. I was just excited to share it with my followers and let you know that I 100% endorse it. I am so happy that NFPA actually got rid of the PDFs. I think that it's just, I think Jim Pauly with NFPA has done some great things. And this is just another example of it. Really is. I remember I was part of the crew that probably cussed it, under my breath, of course, because, I don't do anything that's offensive to anything. I probably said, what the heck are you guys doing? Okay. But here, that's right. Oh, you could be under a building. You could be down in the basement, down in the garage. There you go. Again, I'm not sure. Let's go look at it real quick. I'm game. Let's go look. So here's offline mode. Let's see. Here's a little video. Let's see what this does. Let's see what this plays. I don't know if y'all can hear this or not, but I'll describe it.
Now, your NFPA link content is even more accessible with offline mode. While you're online, use offline settings to make publications readily available anytime you're in locations that don't offer internet access. LiNK provides the option to include related bookmarks and notes as well as enhanced content. Publications.
All right. Oh, you're listening. Can y'all actually hear that playing? Because I don't know if y'all can hear that playing or not. So I wanted to ask if you could hear. Somebody let me know out there in the stream. Can you hear it playing? Is that a yes, thumbs up that you can hear it? Okay. So I'm going to let it go because this is neat. This does mean that I can take my code book underneath that garage. That is beautiful.
Are stored to your device.
Look at that.
So
even your bookmarks.
Accessible through LiNK, even without a connection. The total amount of publication storage space is displayed in the Offline tab to help you track your available device storage. Once offline, you can browse through downloaded publications. Optionally, downloaded bookmarks, notes, and enhanced content are displayed just as they are online. You can even perform keyword searches to find useful content quickly.
That's beautiful.
Offline mode is just another way that NFPA LiNK ensures that you have accurate information and reliable content whenever and wherever you need them.
That is beautiful. Dude, I cannot say enough. Technology is an amazing thing, but NFPA is you know what? I don't even know how you even knocked it out of the park. Knocked it out of the park. That's all I can say. Here you also have use NFPA Direct. And again, this is I don't have any filters, I guess, on. Oh yeah, that just takes you to this thing that we did earlier. And that's just, that is neat. That's going to simplify finding all of the issues that you need to find about an installation. And you don't risk doing what? Leaving something out. You don't risk forgetting something. It's just one extra, and then you got to be diligent, but it just helps you in the process. Dude, I'm telling you, if you don't spend any money, this one, I would love to partner with NFPA on this and be able to offer this to all of my students. But they certainly never really work with me. So they might work with Mike Holt or whatnot, but they don't really work with me much. So at the end of the day, I wholeheartedly support what NFPA is doing here. PDFs, good riddance. This is the way to go. Okay. Even at $100 a year, to me, this makes my job so much easier as an educator. Makes my job easy when I'm on the go. I travel a lot. I will look at code references. People call me all the time, and I can't remember everything in this code book. Now, I try, trust me, but I can't remember everything. The thought that I have it, and I did have it before. Y'all know that I have access to all these things. It was more difficult to get it. This one-click, time is money, and me being able to maneuver it and actually be able to see the text, that's amazing, okay? Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. I don't nothing else I can say about it. I can't get any more kudos about it than that, except for the fact that it's just 50 million thumbs up. and just go to link.nfpa.org and get it, or go to nfpa.org and get it, and you will not be sorry. I've been playing with this thing for the last couple of days, looking at it, looking at the extended content, looking at the code changes. If something's been removed out of the code, it puts a dot there like you would see in a normal code book. It's just a much better flow. So 100%. So hopefully I gave you kind of some insight into it a little bit. Can't go much deeper than that. It's pretty straightforward. So check it out, folks. All right. Well, as always, let me come back to me. As always, that's going to be coffee hour. Hopefully you enjoyed it. But what we do have coming up is some great shows coming up. I'm sure most of you heard that we have our new facility that'll be done in February of 2023. Dude, we have got some great things planned. But never fear, we have more videos coming out. Okay. And we're going to be talking about all kinds of things. So appreciate you all. Make sure you subscribe. Until next time, folks, stay safe. God bless. Have a wonderful, safe week. Okay? Take care.